If I can have everybody's attention here in the Economaki press conference room, we're going to continue on with our media availability with a gentleman who really needs no introductions around these parts, but I'm going to give a good shot at it. Jeff Gordon, driver of the number 24 Exalta Chevrolet, four-time winner here at the Brickyard, and celebrating a very historic milestone this week. And Jeff, talk about all the preparation going into this week, and knowing that you have a big anniversary to celebrate as well.
Yeah, I think there's always a huge amount of effort that's put into this race. Obviously, that first year in 1994, we knew something special was happening here, and all the teams and drivers went that extra effort to prepare for this race. Paid off for us then, and I think every year, certainly at Hendrick Motorsports, we look at this as a very unique and special event, and one that we want to win, and we put that extra effort in, and we've certainly done that again this season. So it's exciting to be back here in Indianapolis as always, but when you have a team in a car like we have prepared for this weekend and the type of season we've had, it's even more exciting to be here.
That's great. Well, we're going to open it up to questions, so please raise your name. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We're going to start up here with Ed. Just please state your name and affiliation.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Jeff, do you come in here as well as your team's been running this year? Do you come in here maybe feeling better about maybe winning this thing again than you have in a while, in some years?
Well, I feel like every time we come here, we have a shot at winning, and we've come up short a couple times when we didn't win it. We've come in here and didn't really have what it took to win, and made more out of it than I anticipated once the green flag dropped. And this weekend, there's no doubt, I feel like this is the best chance that we've had at winning this race. Legitimately, with the speed of the car as we've had in a very, very long time. It's obvious that there's some competitors out there that are going to be tough, including our teammates, and but I think the preparation that we've put into it and what we've been working on since the break, I mean, and leading into that, really are things that we're really, really excited about seeing what we have here today during practice and this weekend. But yeah, this is definitely from a overall strength of the team and speed of the car, this is by far the best chance we've had at winning in a long time.
We'll go to Bob next, and then over to Alan, and then over to this side.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. When Dale Jarrett was asked about the attendance here at the Brickyard, the first thing he said was 2008 having a big impact, and I'm curious if you think that, is the sport still recovering here from 2008, and do people still talk to you, or if you talk to people about whether they come here or not, is that a reason brought up?
I mean, I think the whole country, the world, still somewhat recovering from 2008. Oh, that yeah. I mean, I guess so in some ways. This race it's a historical track. It's a beautiful facility. It's just an awesome place to come and be a part of the event. It's not our high banked 1.5 miles Atlanta. It's just not that. And so you come here to see stock cars. You come here to be a part of a NASCAR event. You come here because it's Indianapolis. You come here to see the cars fly down these long straightaways. I think that was definitely a tough year when the tires had the issues that they had. But I feel like certainly everybody has responded to that very, very well. And I think that maybe that was just a crucial time with everything going on economy-wise, and it was bad timing, no doubt about that. But I think Indianapolis has done an excellent job, bringing the fans a great package, an event in NASCAR as well, of having an event that everybody enjoys. I mean, I don't talk to anybody that doesn't want to come to Indianapolis. So It's hard to say, since 1994, I mean, it's such a massive, huge crowd. It's hard for that event not to, kind of flatten out a little bit, but it's hard to say. I'm looking forward to seeing the crowd this week. I think that we go places where we're surprised with the crowd. We go other places because it's bigger than what we anticipated, and other places we go and it's not as big. So, gosh, all I know is I go to every race trying to put on the best race we can and hope the fans enjoy it and that we have a big crowd.
We'll go to Alan next, the gentleman in the gray, then back to Claire B.
Alan Cavan, NASCAR.com. Jeff, 20 years after winning it the first time, you're still probably one of the favorites to win this weekend, and most people wouldn't be surprised after 20 years that you could still win this race. You don't see that a lot in sports. What does that longevity mean to you, that you're still performing at the top level?
Yeah, it's extremely important to me. I mean, that's, that's really what got me interested in racing when I was a kid. And somebody handed me an Open Wheel magazine last night when I was leaving our charity bowling tournament from 1990. It had an article on me in it. And I just happened to get back to the bus. My nephew from Belgium, as usual, is here traveling with me this summer. And, so he was looking at it, and I was reading parts of it. And I was blown away in 1990, like this whole plan that my stepdad and me were on, to go NASCAR racing. That the things I was saying when I was 18 years old in this magazine, and how 5 years later I won the Cup championship. 4 years later I had no chance at all at that moment in my mind of ever racing here. And yet 4 years later, I was winning the inaugural Brickyard 400. It's an incredible ride that I've been on, and ever since '94, those 20 years of just getting the chance to race here is something that I'll always have as great memories. And it's awesome to know that every year we can go back and have a shot at winning. But again, like I said, no better chance than this year. It's just Hendrick has. Just been on top of their game, and I feel like Alan and the 24 team has really stepped it up this year, and that's why we're leading the points, and that's why I'm so optimistic and excited about this weekend. And it's important to stay competitive, and that's what I've always wanted to do, and that's what got me here, and hopefully that's what keeps it going longer.
We'll go to the gentleman in the gray, Claire B, then up to Dustin.
Yeah, Jared Turner, FoxSports.com. Jeff, what, if any, changes would you like to see made to the 2015 Cup schedule?
2015 Cup schedule. Have they released the 2015 Cup schedule? Well, first, I need to see the 2015 Cup schedule. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out how to win the Brickyard 400 right now. You got to talk to somebody else that thinks further ahead like that. I am trying to see how I can get my kids through college, but beyond that, I'm pretty much just looking year to year, race to race, and I haven't looked that far out yet. I'll get back to you on that.
Postponed to a later date. Let's go to Claire B.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. So many of the winners at Indy and NASCAR have been champions or Hall of Famers, and so many times the winner at Indy is the champion in NASCAR. Why is that? Why do you think that is? And then one quick follow-up, if I might, and that is with knowing this could be your best opportunity, you said now, to win. Does that put pressure on you? Do you feel that pressure because your car is so good, or do you sort of feel the relief knowing everything is so good?
There's more excitement and anticipation than there is pressure. The pressure comes on the final restart if you're in position to win. Pressure comes, if you're 5 laps to go and you're battling for the win. That's pressure. Right now, there's no pressure. It's just about going out and focusing on practice and getting the car right, and hoping that all the work that we've put into this season in our cars and what we think we're going to need here pays off. What was the other part? Oh, I don't know if that's coincidence or not coincidence. I think that this is a track that demands the best team, the best cars, because track position is so important here, so hard to pass here. And because of that, what happens is the pit crew becomes crucial, the pit strategy becomes crucial, and the speed of the car, especially in qualifying, becomes crucial. And to me, that means that typically, I'd say, I don't know what the percentage rate is of those who go on to win the championship, but typically that means that the best team's gonna pretty much win this race, which means that they're probably gonna be the one to beat for the championship.
Go up front to Dustin, and then back to Marty.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. Jeff, last couple of years, you kind of had to fight and scratch and claw your way into the chase, or kind of, deal with it all the way almost through Richmond. In the position you're in this year, what does it allow you to do? How different is it as you move closer to the chase in that sense? And second of all, you kind of sound a little froggy. How are you?
Anytime I take a break, I come back with a sinus infection or cold or something. That's what happens when I rest. Now I think that we are having a great year, and it's great to have. We've not had maybe this strong of cars in the last few years, but we also had some really unfortunate circumstances work against us in the last couple of years. Where this year, our cars and our team is better, and maybe that's why good things are happening for us. We're putting ourselves in good positions. I've always said you make your own luck, and I think that we're doing that this year because we're running up front, we're qualifying up front, we're making smart decisions. We've got good race cars, and so it's great to be in this position. But we also look at our competitors, and we know that we haven't won the most races, and we need to win more. So we're taking what we've done so far, and we're looking at the positives and how good it is, and we're enjoying that. But we're also working really, really hard because we want to be the best out there. And I feel like even though we're leading the points with this new point system, we got to be better than this if we're going to win the championship.
Marty?
Marty Smith, ESPN. Jeff, you're a sprint car guy, vested. What was your reaction to Stewart winning the first time he got back in one of those things? And what actually is that challenge? Describe for us what he actually accomplished.
Well, I cannot describe what goes on in Tony's head. I don't think many people can of what that challenge is, but I admire the heck out of him. The guy is just an amazing competitor and talent. It's hard to say, what I thought of it was, wow, that's amazing, like most people did. And at the same time, I can't say I was totally surprised. I mean, that's Tony is, when you've raced with him and seen his talents side by side, you realize that whatever he puts his mind to, he's pretty much capable of doing it. So, I look forward to watching him run some more sprint car races. But he's obviously got a determination and a goal that only he can describe what that is, and I think it's cool. I know it's a little crazy, but that's Tony.
Well, two more questions. We'll go to Rich, and then we'll close it out with David.
Rich Nye from Channel 13 here in Indy. Jeff, I won't ask you when you're retiring, but when you do, you're already a car owner. Do you see yourself being a guy who would continue to be on the NASCAR circuit every weekend, being involved in the racing that way, or would you step away once you're done driving?
I love racing, and I love being competitive, and so I think that when that day comes and I'm not driving, I'm going to have to fuel that desire of being competitive in me in some way, somehow, whether it means that I go drive something else, just for fun, or if my kids are involved, or my role at Hendrick Motorsports. I think that's going to be kind of up to Rick Hendrick. He keeps saying he wants to do more fishing, and he'd like me to have some of those meetings, but we'll just see. It's kind of hard to fill the shoes of a Rick Hendrick. That guy's such an amazing business person and just person in general. So I don't know if that's a role for me, but I definitely want to stay involved heavily with Hendrick Motorsports because I love the organization, and I'm fortunate to have a position there to be more involved behind the scenes one day.
Close it out here with David.
David Caravello, NASCAR.com. Jeff, given the temperature-sensitive nature of this racetrack, I wonder how you feel like that's going to play into the strategy of group qualifying. Is that first segment going to be 43 guys waiting on a cloud?
Yeah, we're just hoping it's not a rain cloud. Yeah, and it could be that too. You if rain's coming, you gotta get out there, and you don't want to wait too long because if it's wet, I'm so curious to see how NASCAR is going to handle one of these sessions. I actually thought it was going to happen in New Hampshire, where the clock goes green and nobody goes out, or maybe a few cars go out, and we all had time to go out on the track, but we chose not to, and then it rains. Who's on the pole, and so that very well could happen this weekend, but there's no doubt you want to have the best conditions. This is such a big track, and takes a lot out of the tires in that one lap, and you want to have the coolest track you possibly can, and if you can catch a cloud, then yeah, you're definitely going to find a lot of speed. We've seen here when we've started qualifying in the morning how fast those early cars are and just how tough it is to maintain that later in the day. Yeah, thank you.
Jeff, before you leave, I'd like to call to the stage Indianapolis Motor Speedway President Doug Bowles, who has some special things for you today.
Okay, thanks. How's it going?
Good. We thought since we had you here, we wanted to take advantage. You are our inaugural winner. We talk an awful lot about Ray Haroon at the Indianapolis 500, and while that's 103 years ago, it's hard to believe that it was just 20 years ago that you were winning the first Brickyard 400. And as I was sitting thinking, over a third of the wins in the Brickyard 400 have been by Hoosiers. You lead that way, and Tony had a couple, and then obviously Ryan picking up a win. So this has been an event that our fans get excited about, and certainly love having you here. You cut your teeth on a lot of racetracks around here, so people have seen you from the time you were a teenager all the way up to where we are today. So we're really excited about that. We're fortunate in the city of Indianapolis to have a mayor here that loves motorsport and loves the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. In fact, it's hard to get Mayor Greg Ballard to go back downtown. He hangs out with us quite a bit. We love having him. If any of you were here at the beginning for our inaugural Grand Prix of Indianapolis, our mayor was standing trackside. His parts were flying around him, and we had to run him off to the hospital, and he
It's kind of the same situation last night at the bowling tournament. Flying around.
He continues to come back every day, but the mayor has a special proclamation we'd like to issue while we've got you here, Jeff, and then we've got one more thing that we'd like to present you with.
Yeah, sit.
All right, that's fine. Well, Jeff, 20 years ago when you were here, I was still in the Marine Corps. I had a 23-year Marine career, and as you may remember, that was just a couple of years after the first Gulf War, of which I was in. And I think most of the military that comes out, things like that, they want to go back to things that are quintessentially American. And this was our first NASCAR race. First race I brought my son, and you won it. And I was stationed in St. Louis at the time. We drove over to watch the race, and we became fans of yours ever since, and we've been following you ever since. And so we were, the Ballard family, big fans of yours. But because you did such a good job and have represented the sport so well, and it is your 20th anniversary, and I am the mayor, and I get to do proclamations. To all whom these presents may come, greetings. Whereas NASCAR Sprint Cup driver and Indiana native, Jeff Gordon, was the winner of the inaugural NASCAR Sprint Cup Brickyard 400 race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1994, and whereas Jeff won the Brickyard 400 again in 1998, 2001, and 2004, joined Indianapolis 500 greats A.J. Foyt, Al Unser, and Rick Mears as four-time winners at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And whereas Jeff has established a long-term relationship with Riley Hospital for Children, providing funding for new construction and equipment, and most recently contributing $1.5 million to establish the Jeff Gordon Children's Foundation Pediatric Cancer Research Fund. And whereas Jeff hosts an annual bowling tournament each year before the Brickyard 400 to raise funds for Riley Hospital for Children, and to date has raised more than $3.5 million.
And whereas the City of Indianapolis commends Jeff Gordon for his charitable contributions to Riley Hospital for Children and commemorates the 20th anniversary of his victory of the first Brickyard 400 in 1994. Now therefore I, Gregory A. Ballard, Mayor of the City of Indianapolis, do hereby proclaim July 27th, 2014 as Jeff Gordon Day. Appreciate it. Thank you for everything you've been doing.
Now, I just hope my competitors are respectful of this on Sunday. Just sort of move out of the way.
I hope
you know,
so.
when
I
they
hope so
come by.
too, by the way.
Thank you very much,
All right.
man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
One more thing.
But wait, there's more.
Sorry, yeah. One more thing. We do have the coolest mayor in the country. Not only is he a great leader of the city, just having him as a great race fan, it's great to have Mayor Ballard around. Our fans love having him here. Thank you for taking the time out today to do that. So as you notice, we have the new pylon up. And I don't know if you know, the first pylon was built in 1959 and was torn down after 1993. So our second generation pylon was built in 1994. So it has been up for every race that you have run in. So you, first NASCAR race, you ended up at the top of the pylon. Well, we took it down this year. It wasn't up for the Indianapolis 500, so the first race will be this year. We've saved most of it, and we've decided that the first thing we wanted to do with the pylon is we could have presented you with lots of it. We could have presented you the number 1. We could have presented you the number 4 for your wins. But we decided we'd like to present you with the number 24 from the pylon that was up for all 20 races that you've competed here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, just thanking you for everything you've done for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Very cool. Look at that. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. I'm very proud of the ability to race here in Indiana. As a kid and to come here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway and compete. Like I said, it was just a dream of a kid from California to get this opportunity, and now it's hard for me to believe it's been 20 years since we've been coming here with NASCAR, and that we won that inaugural race, and my life changed forever when we won this race. Chevy billboards all over the country, and couldn't walk in anywhere without somebody saying, "Hey, didn't you win that race in Indianapolis?" So I'll never forget that moment, and this Speedway, and this means a lot to me to receive these awards. So thank you very, very much.
Thanks a lot, Jeff, for joining us today.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Matt, can we get a clarification? The mayor said July 27th. Is today Jeff Gordon Day or Sunday Jeff Gordon Day? Sunday is. Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, make sure you tell all the rest of the guys that too.